I got crapped on when they hadn't done anything. They hadn't even done anything. All they did was make an announcement. But now they make an announcement like, oh, you can't say anything yet because it's not officially done yet.
Yeah, two different things.
These are, nope.
Thursday show with a full office. The Shep is here.
What's
Sports
up?
Boy.
Mike?
Did I call you that?
You're
Mike
here?
is here. I am here, yes.
You don't call me Sports Boy, do you?
I think it's ridiculous you have a nickname. No offense to you, obviously.
No.
That's a compliment.
I'm so sorry.
We are brought to you as always. See, that is not even a nickname.
That's a
no
nickname.
one knows his name. It's unbelievable. Have you ever met a name? Brought to you by eBay Live. eBay Live, where you get nicknames for your father. If I were to walk into any bar in the city, they know him, but only if I said Gio. If you said Mike, nobody would have any idea. My cousins all call him Uncle Gio.
Unky Gio.
No one
even
calls
though
him Mike.
They all have the same last name of Giuseppe.
Well, yeah, that's how families work. Correct.
But it's just interesting that he's the only one who got stuck with the Gio name.
Not stuck with. That's a compliment. Like, you want that name. Like, if you're Smiths, only one gets Smitty.
Hold up, your dad's name's Mike?
Yeah, that's what I mean. No one knows his name.
I'm today old when I found out.
He's drank with him at the bar. By the way, drinking at the bar, sponsored by eBay Live. There's a sponsor of your show. Shep will literally burn his shop down, putting his family on the street if you don't use eBay Live this week.
eBay Live, you would like
Massive
actual
night.
promotion.
Massive week of eBay Live. I did like $12,000 in wax there yesterday in eBay Live.
What
Alex
wax did you move?
Bowman Draft, Select Baseball. Alex is doing a huge show, Clever Cuban, the SCN homepage takeover on eBay Live. He is selling Friday night, and I may sell on Sunday, especially when you hear about the lot I just bought.
How did he get in there? How did Alex get the training done and I still haven't?
He hasn't. He's just selling on my page because I need someone to sell sports cards. I have to hit that GMV quota, and he's going to help me do that.
Jason Shepard of Shep's Cards and Collectibles.
Roger Shepard.
I don't think he
That's
goes
Dad.
by that.
Yeah, Dad.
It's his legal name.
It's my legal name,
It's his
but-
Christian name. So.
I would say that either call a flower by any other name, it still smells so sweet.
Thank you.
And you smell terrific today. Thank you for
Well, you're
being
not
here.
sitten next to him, so.
Um,
I'm not saying he doesn't. I didn't notice it.
There's a lot of news to talk about. There's a lot of news. I mean, Jason's here to talk about specific news, but then also we just love to have.
I wonder if anybody cares about this.
I actually have started wondered this too because no one else is talking about it. And
I don't think
we're
this
not
is
the
that,
first to know.
I don't think this is that big of a deal. Do you want to open with that, or do you want to open with the collection purchase?
Here's the thing. I say we go PSA and then we hit the other thing.
Okay.
So
and I bought the biggest collection. I will tease you that.
The collect. I thought when you said collection,
no,
collectors. No. Okay. What's your story? You bought a collection of cards.
Met at Jason's house last. Different Jason. Is that his name? Jason.
It is Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Is his name also Roger?
Yep, local guy.
Good.
He's been looking to move his collection. I was like, let me go take a look. Went back today with $50,000 in cash.
Jeez.
And my Suburban has zero room in it. It is unbelievably loaded. By the way, this does tie in well because it is all getting sold on eBay Live. There's probably 500 slabs, 8,000 to 10,000 top-loaded cards, and another, I don't even know, 15,000 to 20,000 penny-sleeved raw. It's the wildest collection I've ever bought. I literally went through about 2% of it. By the way, buying a collection like this, I was like, what is the number? Because Jason, Shep knew him and vouched for him, and he's bought from him before he was reasonable. I was like, hey, Jason, the guy I bought from last night, I was like, just give me a number. Like, I've seen enough of this. I'm not going to comp 10,000 cards. Mm-hmm. My thing is numbers, though. There's 6,000 top-loaded cards. Last night I thought it was only 6,000, way more. And there's this many slabs. Mm-hmm. Give me the number. Price was $50,000. I was like, you know what? That breaks down to this amount and that amount. Done. I then, today, when I told him I was coming by, he just starts loading boxes in my... You've been in the Suburban.
I've seen it. If you've ever seen a Suburban before, it's very similar to Mike's Suburban.
And it's the XLT or whatever stupid... It's massive.
It's a big Suburban.
That thing is...
It's not an Excursion, just to be clear.
It's the same size as the XL Excursion. Massive. It's the same body. We looked at the Excursion when we bought that. It's a lot nicer. I would never buy a Ford, loser. I don't know, probably drive Ford. That thing is so packed. But here's the wild thing. There's literally a box. It's an empty blender box.
Uh-huh.
Blender is not a card term. That's what you make a mixed drink in.
Heard of it?
And you open it up, and there's just loose stuff in there. There'd be a random box. I was like, I'm talking to Eddie at the time, in the parking lot here. I was like, let me look through a piece of this, because this is all brand new. I didn't see any of this last night. First box I opened, it was all Prizm, WNBA Prizm cards inside of a metal tin Don Russ football thing.
What year?
I don't know what the tin was, but I opened it up just to see what it is.
Yeah.
First three cards, Asia Wilson, who's Angel Reese? Oh, Angel Reese. I was going to say who was our competitor. Angel Reese and the other big rookie, not Caitlin Clark. Cracked ice. Jaden Daniels rookie. Drake. It's just sitting in a bin. This was not comped. None of this was even included. I haven't spent that kind of money on singles in a long time, and I have not been this excited to actually just sit and rip through cards and see what is in there.
What did the math work out to for like the average card to be worth for you to get at least your money back?
So last night I basically figured out, like, hey, if the top loaded cards that I'm looking at are worth $4 a piece, which I think that's a no-brainer. Because it'd be like, Tani jersey, that's $80, and then a $2 Brock Bowers.
Sure.
And then a $20 Judge. I was like, $3-4 is a no-brainer. And that put me at $105. It was either $105 or $115 per slab. Because again, last night I only thought there were 300. I think I counted 313 slabs. Way more of that today.
Yeah.
And I was like, done. I think worst case I'm making $10,000 on this deal, and the best case though is I don't have to keep looking for inventory because eBay Live stuff, not as a promotion, it is really ramping up. Like we're not getting the push we used to. I had 110 people in there Sunday night.
Yeah.
Me and Tim sold every card on the table. Like I was at his shop ripping through inventory. I was like, Shep, I need stuff to sell. That solves this whole problem for months. I still need 2 to 5 headline pieces per show. You can get that anywhere. At least now I have the hundreds of other stuff to sell during the show.
Absolutely.
And 3 brand new showcases for setting up at the card shows.
I was showcases too. Nice.
Unbelievably excited.
It's so much fun too.
Oh,
to
exactly.
buy blind.
Yes.
I feel like you do that all the time.
He can't even see legally. He doesn't even drive them.
I mean, to a degree, we do, but sometimes people bring in like one Zion case and you kind of got to comp through. There's other people who's like, hey, I got a carload full of stuff, and you do what you do. Hey,
numbers game.
Kind of what are you looking for?
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get it out of my garage, and you look and immediately go, okay, I see $500.
Yep.
I bought a Kobe collection. Well, I bought a junk collection that had a book of Kobe's. Same way, he was like, man, I'd do like $500 for everything. Well, I looked at one notebook that had $800 worth of Kobe's. I knew right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So then when we go digging through it, we found $3,000 worth of Kobe's, like that we didn't even know. But so I love that, like the discovery. And that's not you're taking advantage of someone. That is I don't know what's in it. It's blind.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to work to do it.
And there's a lot of work in
If
that.
they wanted to piece it out,
But
they
you could
could
get skunked
Correct.
as well. I mean, so, you take the risk and.
But with this size collection, like I said, the fact I had the reference head time from Shep, like, hey, I know he's got stuff, so it's worth going. I looked through every slab because I was like, all right, some of these slabs, like here's a Michael Harris chrome refractor rookie. It's a same one I just bought from you. I was like, that's a $20 card. But here's a 101 Marino Jim Kelly dual auto PSA 10. It's a leaf card, but I was like, that's $200-$400 anyways. Here's a $150 so I was like, $100 math on this is not much. And then just the volume play. But I've only looked through maybe 10% of these cards. So I'm more excited. If you told me at the end of the day it takes me 4 months and I only make 10%, I'd be thrilled. Like it gives me inventory and I'm going to be pumped to like look through it. But I think it's going to be
graded
very good.
or no?
Yeah, slabs, 300 slabs.
Oh, it is. They're all slabs. I just thought when you were saying top loaded earlier, I just got that stuck in my head.
Yeah. Last night I counted about 5,000 to 6,000 top loaded, 300 slabs.
Gotcha.
It's closer today, I think, to 500 slabs. 10,000 top loaded, 20,000 penny sleeves. And by the way, the stuff that is not even in a penny sleeve.
Yeah.
Again, this is just going through a random. There was a shoe box. Nine West is a women's shoe company. Hannah has some. I open up a shoe box. Top card, J.J. McCarthy jersey, not in a top loader. Jaden Daniels rookie, Drake May rookie. Like there's crap like that. I actually think I'm gonna do like the mystery thing on live, of like, guys, I'm gonna open this. We started at $1. We'll run it for a minute. I'll show you every card in here. Have at it. It may be $6 worth of
that'd
cards.
Be fun.
Just for some of the random stuff. I think it'd just be kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm pumped. Dude, I'm back in. People have been asking, a couple of people reached out about like the cut the nonsense I haven't been doing and some of the other content. I've been getting way back into the singles again. I do. I go through cycles like this. I'm all just about back buying, selling singles and not having to talk to people. It's awesome.
Talk to people. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm glad it worked out. The fact that did you get any wax in it at all, or is it all opened?
I think it's all open. But again, there's bins that I couldn't even pick up myself. They were so heavy.
Yeah.
There's a ton of blasters. I assume they're mostly open, but I don't know that.
Knowing Jason, there's no wax.
I think he ripped it. I think he ripped it.
It sounds like he would.
But there's 100 blaster boxes full of stuff that is not from that product.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And honestly, it's probably a good chance, again, knowing him as a regular, he opened it in the shop at a rip night, blah, 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 didn't sleeve anything, stuck it back out. And a
lot of it's like that. He also had a funny story, though. I forget the card. He pulled a card from another local shop that you know, and I don't think anybody's. I've actually never heard anything good about this shop. It's not Nash Cards. Well, because I've bashed Chris. Chris would not do this. To Chris's credit, he would not. He pulled a card worth like $1,500 when he first got into stuff, and the dude was like, "Yeah, I think it's $200." He talks to Shep. Shep's like, "I think it's like $1,000 to $1,500." Went back to the guy just to make sure, and the guy's like, "Yeah, $200-$300, man." And he's like, "Oh, well, my friend comped it." And he's like, "Well, who's your friend?" Maybe he doesn't know. He's like, "Well, it's Shep, who owns a shop, who knows you." He's like, "Yeah, I think he just comped it wrong." I was like, dude, and there's your weasel.
Yeah.
One of these days we should go on a naming fest. But
Is this a shop? I want to know. I don't want to go to this shop.
I don't think you've ever heard of it. Is it
north of here?
No.
Okay.
It's in the city, isn't it? South of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's obviously not Nate Burns. It's not Chris Kelsey. So.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty awesome. I'm glad to hear you had such a good experience.
What's a good way to document this is my question to you. You're good with video stuff. What is a compelling way to get some foot coverage of this?
Here's what's beautiful.
It'd actually be interesting.
I think a lot of times, not just you, I've overthought this as well. Just turn the camera on. Just turn the camera on and give it over to. Now, when I say that though, it does have to like face and it needs to be vertical. So just do that, but make sure it's facing what you're doing.
Like how I do my stream, but without the face cam.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like if you're when I'm saying this like for content, I'm saying like if you're going to be going through all of this stuff, I can't imagine you actually doing this, but you could do it.
Talk to me, Goose. I'm asking questions.
I've got one of these things for like when we go to card shows.
I'll
put a chest thing on where I have my hands free. I can do whatever, and I've got a camera right.
Can you take lengths out of that? Like you have a much broader chest than me.
It is adjustable.
Hey, I'm getting there. I'm catching back up.
Well, I'm coming down, and you're coming up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm catching up.
But that being said, that would actually be pretty good because then at that point you just give it over to the person who's editing it and let them figure it out.
I would suggest too, like starting from the Suburban, like the way it looks now.
Yeah, open the Suburban up and show that.
Like do a
Rebecca,
time
are you
lapse,
in on this?
Like doing a time lapse of you taking it all.
Me
out.
and Tim take it. I told Tim, I was like, by the way, Rebecca,
to show how much is in
you
there.
should totally do this.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I did when I traveled to DC, but a not crappy version is what I'm hearing.
Yes, exactly.
And you want me to do it vertical, not horizontal. See, she says horizontal.
Well, if it's going on YouTube, it should be horizontal. But if it's going on social, it should be vertical.
Why can't we just do a square?
Here's the thing: we get you two chest plates. One's vertical, one's horizontal. Bam, covering both.
I'll tell you right now, I benched 2 plates yesterday 16 times. 2 plates. So you want to dance?
Don't come so close up if we have to repurpose for both sides.
Here's a fun fact: Rebecca does live outside of a police station. So
you really?
I don't know if that's true.
It's New York City.
It's
just
constantly happening. Every time we talk to Rebecca, there's like, I fear for her safety.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah.
No thanks.
We've been waiting for you. All right. I've got a whole checklist of things to talk about on here.
Do you not want me to sing in an undertone while you're doing that, or do you want me to?
No, I would encourage it. Yeah,
okay. Name an artist. Can we talk about your music on your live streams?
Sure. If
you ever seen him on Fanatics Live, the music he listens to? It's like random, good, decent music that is put to the most garbage, teeny bopper, crap techno beat ever. It is the weirdest crap.
I have had more compliments on the
you're
playlist
3 perverts in your
there.
little show in there buying Mickey Mouse cards. Don't listen to them.
We don't have Mickey Mouse cards, so that's already a lie.
Creepy.
It is not creepy. It is house music / some remix.
If the house was like
trap.
I'm trying to think of like whose house is. It would be like.
Here's what's beautiful. For all the people.
I'm trying to think of the house it would be.
For all the people who want to know what I really would like to know, what kind of music is that? I have shared this playlist for anybody because so many people have asked for it. If you go to YouTube Music, you can find the playlist. It's under sports.
It's under pervert vibe.
It's under Sports Boy breaking playlist for the GLP-1 Kings.
All right, I know it's getting played in the shop this afternoon.
Oh baby!
Oh, if you want to crush that GMV, like I want to
play so many songs right now, but I think
it's all just like this weird random techno crap. It's so strange. It's such a creepy thing.
Oh, we're queuing it up.
I'm gonna tell you this much.
Get back to the shop.
Well, his music's no better. I was in there at 9 a.m. the other day, and he had some crap playing too.
What do you play?
We played Dave Matthews.
No. The other day we were laughing. What was playing? It came on randomly.
Nothing wrong with all DMB.
So sometimes we play a station that's 70s, 80s, 90s.
Okay.
So it could be a blend or mix.
It was a random
stuff.
Dude, me and him literally put the songs down and looked up, and I was like, yeah, okay, we acknowledge it. And then the guy, your buddy in there, the guy who works for you, was just walking around singing it. He wouldn't even sing the song. He would just say the random lyric as he was walking by. Oh, it was so fun. I was like, what is it? Like, he said a few things, and I was like, what did he just say?
Yeah, pre-opening, there's some strangeness.
Yeah, we got a window cleaner in there who can't get in the building. We got UPS. It's a whole scene.
It's wild.
Here's the thing. It's all you're doing is just invigorating me to play more music. That being said, so Shep, you are here for another reason, because there was some news that came out from Topps on Tuesday from the town hall, and it was something that we
underwhelming.
I think it's underwhelming for us at this point, but I would actually be very curious to see if, like, we're the first to talk about it, and then it becomes a thing. But I honestly don't think it will.
Can you give a layout of what it is?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have the notes. You have your pad out.
I mean, the Cliff Notes are pretty simple. So Fanatics is closing down all new shop applications and approvals on accounts across their MVP and hobby prospect programs, unless you are already in the process and you're almost done.
Or are friends with Ruben and he goes to your shop opening. We've seen that a few times.
But yeah, apparently they are at the point where they are having to answer the question, do we give people more product? Do we give more shops product, or do we make more product? Because it's like they can not make more product, but then they can't give it to more shops, or they can make more product and more shops get it. The answer they are coming up with is, it seems the majority do not want to flood the markets with product, and therefore they can't put it out to more shops. So,
yeah, and I think another note in there was they were also discouraging, if I heard it correct, the opening of additional shops.
Well, like they said they wouldn't get, like, they specifically said because I read one of the questions and the thing, they said, we're not discouraging you from opening a shop, but we will not be able to give you product.
Correct. So if you're already an MVP, then don't open a second thinking you're going to get more allocation, basically.
Exactly.
Here was the number one thing that stood out to me, and then I can talk a little bit more about that. This is a direct quote from I guess I can say Scott.
Yeah.
We are doing what is right by the collector.
Yeah.
And to me, that says everything I need to know about where their motive is. You know, Fanatics from day one, when they took over this, I feel like has gotten a bad rap for being greedy, and it's all about greed, and all they care about is money and the inflation of product and blah, 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 blah. If they were greedy, like all the chat rooms say they are, wouldn't they just make more product?
Are people still going to chat rooms? Is that a thing?
Or threads. I mean, like y'all's thread, the cesspool that is Sports Cards Anonymous.
Hey, how dare you? I can call it that. Jesse, too. That's it.
But it is. And we can talk about that.
That's
too.
fair.
But that's all they talk about is, like, Fanatics has ruined the hobby and the inflation of price. If they were who you say they are, they would just make more product. And they would open up a gazillion shops and let everybody have an application. And we'd be selling it to furniture stores and grocery stores and gas stations and everything else like we were back in the 80s and 90s. They're saying we're going to do what's right by the collector, meaning we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Now, it is easy for me to sit here and be okay with this system.
Because you're in it.
Because I'm an MVP account.
Sure.
But I will tell you, I have some guys, some friends of mine on the other side of this that I feel for, but at the same token, I don't know another answer other than we've got to do one of two things. We either make more product, and it destroys not only the amount of stuff that's out, it's going to destroy the value of singles as well if you do that. And so what's the answer? I think they're trying to take care of the collector first, and I know there's going to be people that don't agree, and there's probably going to be people think that I'm a Fanatics fanboy.
Shill is the word, yes.
But
we are too.
I mean...
what's the answer? I guess that's always my question. When it comes to the criticism, I do put it back this way. At some point, like, you can say, hey, we're making money from Fanatics, so we're not going to criticize. I'm fine with that. My throwback, though, is always, so what do you do?
One of the answers will be take it away from breakers.
Which they have. They cut 30% of accounts.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
So I do wait for the other shoe to drop. You're cutting new shop accounts, and you're actually taking product back from breakers. Is there something else coming down the pipeline that's going to get all that product? Is it just going more to the website? Or are you just going to give the accounts you already have more product?
Well, to be clear, too, they did say that this is not forever. They said until after the National.
Well, and I think they've been – there's an ongoing process. Good. There's an ongoing process that I think they have been in and have made it very clear with the scorecard. And I think they have been trying to clean up ever since their takeover and evaluate and then clean up some of the long-standing mess that was left over from the 90s, grandfathered in for 2 decades.
Yes, yeah.
And so some of that is, guys running quote-unquote card shops out of the back of the woodshed kind of thing. Yeah. And now all of a sudden they're going, hold up, why are we still allocating these people?
Yeah.
And so some of it's that. I think some of it is guys taking way more than they've ever needed because they either have a small shop and then just flipping it.
Yeah.
They made it very clear. We're watching DealerNet to make sure that you're not taking extra, cases. And so as a guy who has to fight for every ounce of allocation I get, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, I take 100%. Now, I didn't. So when I asked for my scorecard recently, I think I was like 88 or 89% of take. Well, that was because part of that was a misunderstanding on my part that not taking wave 2 buys.
Wave 2, counts
factored into that. Well, I will go ahead and tell you the last 4 months. So I expect next year my numbers will continue to climb. I've already climbed probably a few percentile because I take it all. And guys, that's not cheap.
Well, and I was about to say, to be fair, there's some of you who are out there like, oh, I'd take it. There's sometimes where like, I wish I didn't have to take this. Like, I don't want to take that. But I do
because I understand the ramifications and the implications of if I don't. I just think there's also a misunderstanding. I don't want to sound – I think there's a misunderstanding on there. Again, if you read through comments, and which you shouldn't. Because like I said, it just kind of discourages a lot of things. But I think there's a misunderstanding of how easy people think it is to run a card shop.
I believe that.
They think it's just a matter of picking up the phone and calling and getting product. And I think, it just shows up and, oh, by the way, I bet shop owners pay 40% of what this. No, you don't. Well, guys, there's millions of dollars that have to go out before that comes back in.
Yeah.
And I just think there's a misunderstanding of that. I know for the first year that we didn't have accounts anywhere. We were brand new 6 years ago. We were fresh. I mean, we took literally, and we were in a great position. Not everybody's in this position. I kind of did this with my dad, who this wasn't a mainstream of income for him. Coming out of a job, I had a nice little landing pad where I had 6 or 8 months built in. I had a wife that had a really good job. We chose to turn every dollar of profit back into wax. Every dollar for the first year. And if I showed you the paper, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
In order to get this much, and then this much, and then this much. And so I just think there's a misconception. I think guys are like, I've been setting up at shows for 2 years. It's really fun to move cards. I'll just do a shop. I'll just get in with Tops, and they'll give me all I need, and I become uber rich off of and it doesn't work that way. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Now,
and so I took yesterday's, or I guess 2 days ago, the news of saying, listen, if you're thinking about opening a shop and you're depending on us to make it work, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
At least in the immediate.
I think one of the notes I wrote down too was they specifically said, what can new accounts do to better their chances of getting more allocation? Or I think they were even saying this in the sense of if they have allocation in one shop but they're thinking about opening another one, what can they do for when they do turn allocation back on for other shops? They were just basically saying buying on the marketplace, which is the Fanatics marketplace, but then also buying Wave 2 stuff. So it is like they are trying to at least give you a direction to go to make you more able to get these things. But in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, they're not allocating to new shops right now. But we've seen what the Card Vault has opened up how many stores now? Like 5 or more at least. You have other shops that are basically franchising out. Those have had allocation, and now they're multiple locations. We're wondering, like, where's some of this allocation going? I think a lot of it goes to the ones that have already established, like, hey, we've got a business model in place. We are doing everything that you want us to do, and we're doing it very professionally. We're trying to make the best name for the hobby because that's what they want. And so, therefore, they get allocation, and some of these other smaller shops aren't going to get it. I think, if anything, it's going to be more difficult going forward for the smaller shop to get allocation. But I don't know if it hopefully won't always be that way, because if they continue to grow the hobby, if the hobby does get bigger, then they will need at least some more product. Maybe not like, hopefully not like 90s amounts of production, but more product.
Yeah, I just think there's I don't want to like beat the dead horse on this, but I just think there's a massive misconception that they don't care about the hobby. And I will tell you from everything on the inside looking outward is they care potentially more about the hobby than a company has in quite a while. I mean, down to, them evaluating your store, and is it clean?
Yeah.
I mean, is that unreasonable?
Does the owner wear deodorant?
Or is it well lit, or is it semi-organized, or are you promoting events that connect people?
Yeah.
Are you entertaining? Are you educating? Are you I'll tell you something else that I thought stuck out about this too. For those, again, who think that they don't care about the common collector, they're getting ready to start a retail reserve project where it's budget-minded. It's for, entry-level collectors. It's going to be things like flagship, more of your stadium club, but it's all built around retail, blasters, I think, in particular, where when they sell them to us, they're going to require us to do a MSRP on particular products, so that they made it clear, so the whole retail reserve program that's going to be coming out is all with hobbyists in mind, of saying, hey, we want to stock you with an entry level tier product, but we want you to hold to whatever we're selling it for on the website, or wherever,
you can't jack prices up.
You can't jack the prices up.
So
they're holding us accountable for that.
And they don't want you guys selling to people that are coming in and buying too much product either, where it's like, if you get the sense that they're going out and trying to flip this, don't sell to them. I thought that was actually really interesting that they're calling that out.
Like, you have the right to ask them to cut the plastic or limit amounts, or because, again, they want the common collector to have access to this. Now, it's not going to be chrome basketball hobby. That's not what they're asking us to do. The market dictates that. But they're trying to, at least on some entry level, which, again, I think screams, we care about the hobbyist.
Yeah.
They're going to say, hey, we're going to give you more of certain things at a good margin price, so that you don't have to feel the urge to jack it up.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I just think I'm encouraged by that.
Do you think at all that these measures that they're going to take to try and make it more friendly for the hobbyist, less friendly for the flipper, do you worry at all that the lack of flippers in the hobby affects your sales?
No, because I think the flippers, I think the wax and retail, like product flippers, has phased out for quite a while now. I don't think 2021, we saw, the big boom of everybody grabbing everything at Target.
Yeah, we haven't had a Target shooting in a while. We could use another one. I think I'd really get the hobby going, though.
I have seen that.
Carry on.
That the quote unquote flipping that happens out of our shop is based on singles. And so it's guys buying singles from me.
Yeah,
and
so
then
that's different.
Putting them in the hands of other people seeking singles.
Yeah.
Whether it be, whatnot or whatever. So
sure.
No, I think all that's reciprocal. I think, though, I don't think there's going to be any kind of movement on the flipping of product, though. I think those days are done.
Well, and the only reason I say that, too, is specifically I was thinking about those blasters and those entry-level products that are going to be more available to you guys, because that's what they are shooting people over at the Walmarts and Targets and things like that, where when they did have that happen. So it's like, okay, if they are trying to provide product to you guys at better margins so you don't have to jack up prices, it means like, oh, okay, well, you can sell it maybe close to what the Target and Walmarts are selling it at. And if that's the case, then you're probably going to get more people coming in trying to buy it, because they will then try and flip it. And that's why they're instituting, hey, we'll rip packages, we'll do what you need to so that doesn't happen. But at the same time, I start to wonder how much of the hobby is made up of, like when I say the hobby, how much of the economics of the hobby is made up of people trying to make a buck on it. And I don't know if that's like an amount that would actually have a negative impact or not, but it just made me ask.
I mean, there is an element of the hobby that will always, and we will always need that element of guys who are there to make a buck,
Sure.
And so, the other thing, and I know what somebody, if they're listening to this, is probably already thinking, well, you don't have to inflate the price. Fanatics has already inflated the price because blasters aren't, $19.99 anymore. And can we not blame again completely Fanatics for raising the price of a blaster? How about the fact that everything in our world right now, in our life, over the last, 3 years, has gone up in price based on production cost, based on the fact that your higher-end rates aren't what they used to be. Nobody's making $9 an hour anymore. You're having to pay guys, there's not a person in my shop that I don't pay at least $17 an hour for.
Have we asked the question why you're not hiring my dad for $10 an hour cash?
I mean, He could work with James. But you get what I'm saying, like production cost.
That's a
is
show,
more.
by the way. Sorry, go ahead. I don't want to detract.
But like production cost is more. Paper costs more. All those things. I went to the store last night because we were having tacos at home.
Ooh, tell me more about the tacos.
I was going to say, Jesse just got peeked.
Yeah.
Here.
So good.
Hey-o.
So good.
Okay.
But Lori's like, hey, can you stop and grab a couple things? I haven't been into the grocery store in a minute to grab. Do you know a bag of Tostitos costs $8 a bag now?
No, it does not.
No, where are you
You're
buying
a
your
liar.
Tostitos, bro?
You are a liar.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Where'd you get it? Where at?
The family size.
The family
Where'd
size?
you get them?
Publix.
Oh, well, there's your first
Pub-
Richie Rich over here.
Yeah,
that's why you're
I
jacking
will
up
say,
rates on blasters.
That is insane, though.
Freaking Publix.
I've
you
seen
get my
cereal
point.
boxes. Yes, yeah.
They were $3.99.
That's crazy prices, yeah.
So if everything in our world,
Rebecca, pull it up at Walmart. I want to know the price. $3.99, I guarantee at Walmart.
Aldi's, we could go there. Like they,
Yeah, but then
I
people
got to pay
chew.
the quarter. to
Also,
get,
those
like,
are chewed on
That's
chips.
true. How
At
are we
Aldi's,
not-
they chew on the chips, then they put them back. They remove the salt with their tongues, and they put it back in the bag.
That's how you're saving money,
Yep.
though. So it's worth
and
it.
saving
But
salt.
I guess I'm just at a loss on why people think that everything around you costs more because of all the whatever.
Yeah.
And cards shouldn't.
Okay, but let me give some pushback then, because some of that to a degree I believe. But there are a lot of other areas where I say, hey, the pricing does stink on some of this crap.
Sure.
Bowman Draft, for example, it's a good product. Aram told you and has been saying this for months. Very weak class. The makeup of Bowman Draft also with the breakers, the light skew, the geometric stuff, meh. The pricing this year on that, though, was through the roof. Sometimes there are stuff when I look at Fanatics, I'm like, this was a decision made by a numbers person. Like, I get the blasters on Topps Chrome basketball, put them at whatever you want. Like, people are buying those like crazy, selling them everywhere. I understand that. But there's other products I'm like, hey, there is no balance at all with some of the products. So I'm happy to praise Fanatics for some things. There are some other areas though I'm like, you guys are out of whack on some of this stuff.
Well, got the Dan Marino card, though. So, did you see that? The Dan Marino is going to be in Bowman Draft? Like the
Royals rookie, and they like made it's like a headshot. It's a goofy looking card.
Yeah. But my thing is, they didn't actually advertise that until after the product was released.
Because no one cares in draft.
So I'm going to ask a question I don't know the answer to because I don't go and look. When I go and look at kind of, what something is priced, I typically look at market. Mm-hmm. What did Topps say like the jumbo for off their website? Does anybody remember that, or their breakers?
I can't give. I don't think we're supposed to give specific pricing. I will tell you this though, it was a great margin. What we were solicited for.
No, I'm not asking what we paid for it.
Oh,
I'm
on the
asking
website?
if I
Like
went
on
to Topps.com and I bought a product.
Gotcha. I don't know.
Because again,
Yeah.
if they set that if they sold it at $5.99 and then on release day
It's $7.99.
we all Steel City, everybody decided to do it $7.99, that's not a Fanatics issue.
Yeah, that's what I guess that is a fair point because we got it for crazy cheap. We could sell it a lot cheaper than we are, but our motto is, hey, we sell it slightly below market. Yeah, I guess so. So then, breakers, by the way, I will fully acknowledge it, are part of the problem. We can fill cases higher than we should at times because we know people will fill them.
Well,
Right,
the problem
and then
is,
that
too, though, a lot of us are basing it off of the prices that we see from the Steel Cities, the Dave and Adams.
Sure, but that's still our
like
fault.
that.
We could easily put our foot down and say, well, I paid this. I want to make 20%, not 60%. We could do that.
And for the record,
I do that sometimes.
there's not a lot of product we make 60 on. Let me just put that out there on record. There's not just a ton. Mm-hmm. We're not making 60% off Flagship or Stadium Club.
Yeah.
Sure.
The stuff that you're getting more
It,
allocation of.
it's the things that within the ecosystem or the card culture calls for more. Topps Chrome basketball,
Sure.
Bowman Draft,
Yeah.
Bowman Chrome,
Cosmic.
even like 5-star Cosmic.
5-star was brutal this year. That's another one. By the way, biggest swing and miss by Topps and Fanatics this year. You took a product that used to be $200 a box, even less, and now you've juiced up the autos, encased them, and the resale value stinks, though. There is not a worse ROI product on the market in the last year or two than 5-star.
I don't know. Another one that I love, and my customers love it because it's like opening up a nesting doll.
Pristine?
But has no resale value, but it's awesome.
Pristine?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the only difference there is at least I get a bunch of different things. I can piecemeal some stuff together. 5-star this year was 6 cards, and it was $1,800. It was $300 a card average cost if you're opening that for $1,800. Why? Because we put it in a friggin' one-touch?
Well, wasn't there 2 additional autos, though?
There's 3. There's 5 instead of 2.
Yeah.
But even still, I don't want... You screwed the skew up on that. You have priced everybody out of 5-star. So I agree with you. I think some of it, inflation, extra stuff costs more, fine. But there are some examples I would love to know. I would love to be in the decision room when that's being, like, what is the reasoning for, hey, let's come out with this price on a 5-star? Like that stuff, or even just why would you reconfigure it like that? If you're going to put 6 cards in the box, it has to go way up in price now. Why? Those I've yet to hear a compelling answer to.
Oh, I've got a compelling answer for you. It's breaking. I think there's a lot of products that they are pricing so that it will be popular among breakers.
And I will say on that particular product, I had some guys come in the shop that were planning on, when they heard 5-star was releasing and here's the date, that came in the shop without doing any research.
Coming to get a box.
And they were prepared to spend $500.
Which even that would have been a lot. But yeah, for sure. $500, okay.
Then when they saw the reconfiguration and then saw the price tag, it doesn't matter how well I sell it. Like, hey, you're getting 3 additional autos. Well, I don't have $1,500.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you sell any personal boxes of that in the store?
Yeah. Partly goes to his store.
I mean, we sold it all out.
Really?
Yeah. We don't have a product, or we don't have a like I have enough of guys who will spend
the high rollers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't even sell stuff online.
We do nothing online.
Yeah. Do you ever think you'll change that?
I don't know.
Does let me ask you another question. Does Topps or Fanatics want you to do that?
There was more talk about it, I feel like a year ago, about the importance of online presence and breaking and all that. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody, directly from Topps about this. I wonder, as they're cutting some breaker accounts, et cetera, I don't know, and again, I'm speaking out of speculation of what they might say. I don't know if they would want me doing that now.
Yeah.
Because it would just add to their plate of guys we can't allocate. So, honestly, not to sound old-fashioned, guys, I mean, I do fine. I can take care of my guys that work for us. We're known in our community for good things. If I did anything else, I feel like it would be greedy. It would be a money grab. And so I like what I do.
I like that.
I don't need to be known.
I like that
I don't need, I tell people all the time, I love what I do because it's relational.
Yeah.
And not to sound like a sap, but I love getting to know people when they come in. That's what I want to do. And so I don't know. I don't know if I did anything, I think it would be more like an eBay Live where we can get to know and sell singles.
There you go.
That kind of thing. But to set up a room where we break, I'm going to let my breakers do that. I love that you guys do it. In fact, I hop in and participate sometimes just because, I like that element.
Never been.
I just don't feel a need for me to be one more fish in that pond.
Yeah.
So
that's actually exactly how I feel about the card shop. We kicked around the idea of the card shop, and they came to us. A year ago. It was like, hey, would you guys consider franchising? But the same thing. I was like, why? So we can get a bunch of schmucks we don't know running shops with our name on it. Like, I don't want that. Like, I may have put a few extra bucks, but like, what time do we have to actually throw into that?
It's a fair question. I think we've beat this conversation to as much information and content we're going to get out of it. Can we switch over to the PSA collectors thing?
Sure.
Do you guys care?
Yeah,
okay.
let's do.
So you guys saw it, right? Like the news.
Just give the recap for people who didn't.
So if anybody did not see,
set the stage, Jesse.
I actually saw this. I think Neo Comics put this out on their Instagram. That's where I first initially saw it. But I guess PSA Podcast announced a lot of this detail. But there's a few highlights. Collectors president. It was Ryan Hoge.
Nope.
Hoge.
There you go.
Hoge.
Like a hoagie?
Yep, Hoge.
Can I just say this? They're a big sponsor of the show. You can just come on here and talk. I heard the podcast. Appreciate it. Good at grading cards. Podcasting's not for everybody in that setting. Come on here and have a little fun with it.
I think it would be cool to have that actual conversation, to ask questions. Because
of course,
it seems
and then you
like
actually
they're
have some
pretty open
entertainment
about a lot of it.
Well, not only that, like, you can't sit there and read freaking facts from people who don't have any personality. And Ryan has some personality.
Yeah.
Come on here and do it where people will actually be like, oh, you know what? I don't know if I fully care about this, but it's a fun conversation, and Jesse's going to mispronounce a guy's name 10 times, and ADD Mike is going to insult somebody, and we're going to get the facts. Make it freaking entertaining. Why are people terrified of this? I don't get it.
Well,
Ryan, come back on the show, for God's sakes.
All of that being said, Ryan Hoge did point out what the
Hoge.
Stop it right now.
See, you're not getting that in the PSA podcast.
The president of PSA has given a few details of what we are going to expect with BGS and SGC going into the near future. Essentially, there's a number of details that are happening, but all of it points to BGS and SGC continuing not only as standalone businesses, but to grow those businesses. I would like to go ahead and first off, before we give any additional
The same
details,
thing he said in the beginning, by the way.
take a victory lap, because now there are actually details of what they're going to be doing, of how they are going to do that.
What's the victory? He said it again that they're going to expand these? It hasn't happened yet, and the numbers are down.
Every single person has said, oh, they're shutting it down. That's all it is. That's all they're wanting to do, is just get another piece off the board.
The numbers have said nothing different yet, though. He came out and said what the press release said.
And
now we're going to add more, and we're going to add more resources to it, and we're going to give Beckett a new label, and we're going to expand services. But what is actually, who is using the services now?
So you don't think that this is an attempt to grow those businesses at all?
Maybe, but it hasn't happened yet. Take your victory lap in a month when it happens.
But you can take your victory lap before they've done it.
The numbers, I can because the numbers prove it. SGC is in the tank.
I can say this because you and everybody else gave me so much crap for standing up for everything they said that they were going to do this, but I got crapped on when they hadn't done anything. They hadn't even done anything. All they did was make an announcement. But now they make an announcement like, oh, you can't say anything yet because it's not officially done yet.
Yeah, two different things. Number one, we were both positive when the SGC thing happened, and we were both wrong, and the numbers show that. Number two, when you go live on Instagram, well, Ryan, my friend told me this. Dude, the way that came across, you knew that was done terribly. Come on. But he told me this, so I believe it. We just heard it with SGC, and the opposite happened.
What you saw with SGC were the first steps of whatever they were doing. Everything that they had said, though, was that they were still keeping that business alive. Everyone else had said, no, they're going to close it. You can see by what they're doing. The assumption was that they were not going to do what they said.
And what do the numbers show?
They show the last few months, they've been showing the numbers going back up. Everybody cut it because everybody...
From 30 to 35. It was doing 150,000 a month.
It was up to over 40 the last month. And it doesn't matter because if anything, you're saying it's going down. They are going up.
I'm not saying that. The numbers have proved...
The numbers are saying they are going up.
Right, so after it totally bottomed out, you're right. After it totally bottomed,
it definitely did. And why did it bottom? Why did it bottom? Because everybody said that they were lying.
We didn't.
Everyone said,
we were very positive. Go back and listen. We got called out for being total...
Two people does not make up everyone.
Well,
I would say the majority of the comments that we get, the Facebook group, everyone said they are shutting down SGC. That's what the general consensus was.
Do you know anybody who uses SGC anymore? You know anybody who subs? Any card shops that still use them?
I would guess there's about 40,000 people a month, given the last gem rate numbers. So the point being is that if you guys got to take your victory lap saying how wrong I was for sticking up for the points that they made.
You said you were naive, not wrong. You may be correct, but when you go on and say, hey, he said it's not going to happen. By the way, I like and trust Ryan, but we saw what happened with one company, definitively with the numbers, and how Shep and every other shop stopped subbing to SGC. Mm-hmm. And when they say the exact same thing, for you to not be skeptical of that is wild.
It wasn't. There was no lack of skepticism. I said many times that I will still continue to keep a watchful eye on what they do, but I will be hopeful that they are going to do exactly what they are saying they're going to do. Now, just because it took a while for SGC to start seeing a revamp, to see numbers starting to go back up, does not mean that it is not actually happening. Those numbers are going up. And according to what they're saying here, they have actual plans in place to make that continue to happen, not just with SGC.
I hope it happens.
But with Beckett as well.
Well, let me go on as a shop.
Please.
On record for saying part of the reason we dropped SGC.
Yeah.
They called and said, we are taking away your dealer rates. Mm-hmm. Well, if I got to pay what everybody else pays, what's the incentive for me to promote your product?
Didn't they do that before PSA took over?
No,
it was after. That was like one of the first things.
That was from the powers above.
Yeah,
is what they told me. Never named names.
I think that
they
was
just
when
said
Pete was still there before Pete left. Okay,
but why would I? What is the incentive for me to sub your product when I literally have to pay what everybody else does? Yeah. Like I have to package this stuff. I have postal costs going. I have postal costs coming back.
And the risk of something happens.
The risk of losing a card.
Yep.
And you're telling me that you're not going to give me. And by the way, I'll just put it out there. We were getting like $2.50 a card.
Sure.
Yeah. I think we were at $12.50 when the rate was $15. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like it was some crazy number. It was really about us as a shop offering a service more than making money. And then they said, hey, starting pretty much 2 weeks from now, we're taking that away. I'm like, okay. And this is exactly what I told them. I will give you till the end of the year. Because here's what's got to happen. I've got to now build in. I can't just take that $2.50 per card loss. So I had to inflate my prices on SGC, which everybody went, why'd SGC go up? Mm-hmm. I can do it online for $15. You're charging $18. Well, because I'm not making anything now.
Yeah.
And my numbers slid. Now, part of that, I think, was the perception, the public perception of, oh, they're done and, blah, 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 and everybody stopped buying them and whatnot.
Sure.
But I would gladly add back SGC.
And BGS, I bet, correct?
Correct. But you got to give me something. I'm not doing it for free.
Sure. Absolutely. I would say there should be, at least if I'm the salesman of, hey, come use my service. Yes, you could do it for a few bucks cheaper, but at least with me, I'm just taking your cards, writing down your name, and I'm going to do everything else. So I think there is a service of value that you add for that additional cost, but I do 100% agree. I would want some kind of discount from my or my subbing company that says, hey, this is going to be valuable to you to use me as a group sub. So
let me tell you then right now, a change that would make this whole thing really in my mind. By the way, and I'll go on to say this, they're still a huge sponsor. I still only grade cards unless they're PC cards with PSA. I'm not dogging the company, but this notion that even these changes they just announced, in theory, that's fine. You know the biggest thing you could have announced yesterday that would have made people start using them again? Hey, we're opening up bulk rates for both these companies. You now have a company that owns 3 grading companies, and one offers bulk rates because they take in 1 billion cards a month. The other 2 don't, and shockingly, people don't use them. If you were serious about driving traffic to Beckett and SGC, just open up bulk rates again.
I don't think they want to do that at all at this moment.
With PSA?
One of the specific points that they said was PSA is currently at a 95 business day turnaround time, 30 to 45 days for receiving scans. He basically said unacceptable, not something that they can continue to do. SGC's been at 40 days for business days for turnaround. These times are not something that they are able to feel like the business can succeed at. And I would agree. I don't think anybody wants those turnaround times going forward. But they're also saying, well, they can't really do much about it. They had a lot of plans in 2025 because of the Pokemon influx that they got, they had way more cards submitted for grading than they expected. So they weren't able to make the changes that they wanted. Again, it goes back to the argument that everyone said I was a fool for saying, was that they were jacking up prices to limit how much they were getting because
no one said
they
you were
were
a fool
over.
For that part. I think
people
you are missing the criticism. We thought you sound. I think you are. No one said you were wrong, and nobody else was not hopeful.
Can I say what your criticism is?
Sure.
I think you're saying that I'm very naive.
You're not naive, by the way. That's the problem.
But
you
I
are
sound
not.
very naive.
On that one, you did. You are one of the most critically thinking people. It hates me to compliment you because you sound like a moron in this argument. You are not, though. I've said it multiple times on here. You're a smarter person than me and a much better critical thinker.
Please do not yell compliments at me.
However, when it came to that, if you went back in a vacuum and listened to everything else we've questioned, you would have the exact same takeaway I did. It wasn't even what you said. It was the way you presented it and the way that you totally dismissed, oh, we just heard the same thing in the same press release with SGC, and look what happened.
Well, and I think it was because I didn't feel
Do you think that's fair, by the way?
No, I think it's fair.
That part?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not attacking
what
you said. It was a delivery. That's all.
I would agree with that. But at the time, the reason for my, I guess, the perceived naivete would be because I didn't think I needed to make a defense at that time because I didn't think there was going to be such an all-out conclusion that
because
they
you were
are
naive.
going to. But I guess I was hopeful. I guess my viewpoint was I was hopeful, and I thought there would be more in my corner.
Everybody was
While
hopeful,
there were some.
Even me, I totally disagree with the outcome. But the first thing I said is the best thing that happens here is they infuse Beckett with a ton of money. Beckett becomes an actual rival number 2. And PSA laughs all the way to the bank because you're making the money. But if I have a great second option, perfect. You know how you'd limit delays with PSA? Take a couple 100,000 cards a month and go back to SGC and BGS. Make those services appealing. Share the wealth. That is still I'm hopeful that happens. I don't think it will happen.
Well, they are specifically saying, collectors are saying that they have plans to expand SGC's facilities.
Great.
They are already putting into place some kind of like security measures. These are the positive things I think that can come from one head company owning multiple different grading companies is like they are using their shared knowledge to better each and every sub company. So basically you think if PSA has a known bad actor who submits cards that are, faked and or trimmed or whatever the case is, they can share that information around to others. So you're not going to get those cards graded at another company, and then someone just tries to flip them over or something like that where they never knew the original guy was the shill. So I think there's shared information can be very helpful, and I think they're going to utilize that because they've already talked about being able to use it. But there's also this is something I think a lot of people appreciate, the data improvements. They talk about the pop report hygiene. This is something we talked about a lot, where it's like, hey, I got a card grade at SGC, but I wanted to flip it over to, it was an SGC 10. I wanted to flip it over to PSA 10. Well, now it shows there's basically 2 cards out there when there was really only 1 card. Well, now they are going to be able to take matters like that, clean up those pop reports to make it actual, more reliable.
I'll tell you what else you do to clean that up then. When I sub an SGC card that you just graded for me as a 10, and I send it to PSA, it should absolutely come back at 10. The same company with the same standards.
I think that's a fair.
And if it's a Beckett 9.5, it should come back at SGC or a PSA 10. Same standards, same company.
Because you can imagine, especially because they're using shared resources. If they're using shared resources, you could see somebody who's like, oh, this is the card I graded. I graded this originally when I was with SGC, and now I'm over with PSA.
So what's the deal?
And it's like,
correct.
I shouldn't have to think about it. Yeah, no, I agree with that completely.
I also wonder, too, could there be some sort of shared promotion? I'm not talking about from PSA, but from collectors who's sitting at the top of this.
Yeah, like a price match, a promotion on draft.
Hey, guys, like in one commercial, so to speak, here's 3 good options.
Yeah.
Like if you can speak, if somebody from above could speak good things into Beckett and SGC, then I think there would be, instead of just letting all the PSA clowns, and I'm not talking about the people, but I'm talking about all the fanboys that walk around.
Sponsor the show.
No, I'm talking about the fanboys who dog every other. It's not worth anything. But if somebody from above, like whether that's an influencer or whatever, that could be paid and put like shared promotion, where the value of those begin to rise again, because SGC, the value had gotten decent.
It did.
At times within 8 to 12%.
And especially when it was the first release and it came back quicker. The speed in getting your card back more than made up for the 15 to 20% lack in value.
Right, but we will never have a competitor to PSA as long as the market and both the consumer and the dealer only value PSA.
Correct.
Well, so we've got to do something to fix the value of those two, whether it's fast turnaround time, whether it's some kind of promotion of above of saying all these are great companies, whether it's some kind of shared database where I could anytime cross 10s to 10s. There's got to be a reason for me to choose another company other than I hate PSA.
Yep.
Yeah. So that kind of brings up a point that I think we kind of discussed off air, was what was going on at the Dallas Card Show with Beckett in the raw submission or the raw reviews.
Yeah.
So that pricing, we got a message.
From $25 to $65.
Terrible look.
25 to 60. Okay, so hang on. It's not a great look, right? Especially if you are a Beckett user.
It's a terrible look.
Now, what did you do? You remember what you were just saying? We've talked a lot. Do you remember what you were literally just saying before I just brought that up, though?
About like
increasing the value of Beckett,
right?
So there is. I mean, this is. I had to actually Google it to find out the name of this. I think
this is going to be a corporate term you're going to use. It's not going to apply to the hobby, and I'm going to get angry. But I'm not going to interrupt. I promise. Go ahead.
It's more of a. I don't even know if it's a psychological term or whatever. It's price quality bias.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what they typically refer to it as. You go out and buy a bottle of wine. If it costs $500 versus $20, you're going to, in your mind, associate the better quality is the $500 one.
Correct.
I'm not saying this is what Beckett is, what they're doing with Beckett, but at the same time, we have all agreed that PSA has a better resale value for whatever reason. I can't say 100% it's because we're paying more, but we are paying more. In the long term.
Just to be clear, Beckett has been more expensive for like the last 4 years in PSA.
For anything high end, like anything that's going to have more value, you're going to pay a premium, aren't you? Because of the grading?
Oh, you're talking the upcharge?
Yeah.
Oh, so on the 0.1% of cards that qualify, sure.
And in more recent times, Beckett's come down in pricing quite a bit. It wasn't historically they were, but the more recent times they have been much lower. I would argue that there could be a thought, because I don't understand why you would need to jump almost triple the price. I don't understand why you would need to do that unless there was some motive behind it. And that is that's the one thing I could think of that would explain why they were doing that. Because, I mean, granted, all the things they said they're going to be doing, which is like adding photos to the grading and things like that, those are great things, but they're not things that have implemented as of yet. So I don't think, why are we incurring the cost of something that's not being used? So other than that, I'm just trying to think, what's the reasoning? And maybe it is because we all perceive PSA to be the best because they we're paying more for it. And maybe they're trying to do something like that with Beckett.
Yeah, but I think the other side of that perception is when you see that at Dallas this weekend, you're going, they're inflating it so no one will use it, so it dies out.
Now, that's another – I'm not saying I disagree with that either, though. I don't disagree with that.
So what do you think it is? Instead of taking this both sides, what do you actually – Jesse the collector, what do you think the reasoning is?
For the increase in price?
Yeah.
The point that I just said.
You really think that?
So I think it's that or something else that I don't know. I don't think it's 100% the reason that they don't want to take in more grades, because if that were the case, then if it is the case, I'm not saying it isn't, but I want to see more data. I want to see that be the case everywhere. When I go to submit my cards, it also is triple the cost. I want to see that more than just at one card show, somebody sends us a message and says, that's the cost. Okay, maybe that is. Maybe they got their numbers wrong. I don't know
hang
anything
on. First
else.
of all, it is the cost. Like they said the pricing increase, and they confirmed when he's there. There's no question about the cost.
Okay, so
it is $65.
If that is the in-person raw review cost is now $60, $65, then that is something that to me begs a question that needs to be answered. I'm not saying your answer is the only answer. That is my skepticism. But I'm not saying it's not the answer. I'm just saying I would like to know. I would like to see more data to see, does it prove that you guys are right?
Well, and I would love to know, why was that your first move? Like after the news, this is your first big show because the National hasn't happened. There's not been a big, Chicago show or anything. Why was this your first move?
I would say here's an answer that goes back to what I said earlier. They're not trying to get more cards in right now.
That's what Shep just said, yeah. That was his reason for the price increase. Not that we're perceiving value. I'll tell you right now, if somebody at PSA can convince me you're jacking up rates because you think people are now going to pay more for your slab, please cancel. I don't want your money anymore. If that is the dumbest line of thinking in this hobby I've ever heard. If that is the actual reason from corporate people in this hobby, you got some real issues.
There's no way. That is never going to be a corporate policy that anyone would ever talk about. That would be something that's reserved for quiet boardroom conversations.
Waterboard the person who brings it up in a boardroom. Nat Turner, call my father. I'll fly Papa Gio up. He can beat the guy over the head.
The best explanation in my viewpoint, it would be they don't want more cards right now.
Of course.
Unless there's something that we don't know that there's also there. You're also getting with that.
But if that's the case, wouldn't it be easier to just say, hey, we're not doing raw reviews? Or we're not taking any more cards for a month.
Correct.
Till we can catch up. To me, if that's the reasoning, is we're so overloaded at all of our facilities that we can't do what you did.
Would you rather that? Would you rather have just no option whatsoever? If you're a strict Beckett grader, would you rather no option whatsoever, or would you rather at least a option?
No
but
option.
it's going to jack the price.
I think it's a way.
I'd rather them fix the turnaround problem.
Yeah, shut off for 6 months.
And fix it than what we're doing.
Do this. Because you're going to turn people off for life with this.
Well, that and there's a lot of guys
you think
missing
turning
out.
it off for 6 months doesn't turn people off?
Not if it's the right motive.
And I don't know if
not
it's
even 6 months. So here's exactly what we're talking about. For 3 months, Beckett says, hey, you know what? The corporate takeover with collectors, we're getting in line, we're coming up with a new label, we're catching up on return time. When we come back, we're going to come back with still the best and only subgrades. We have a new and improved label and great turnaround times. I'll take 3 months off. And I'm going to wait 3 months now anyways.
Okay.
But when you come out and say, hey, you know what? You can still grade it. We're trying to slow production, but if you're we're just going to overcharge it now. It's $65. That to me is like, I perceive that as nothing but greedy. I just shut it off.
But they specifically said that's what all the multiple companies were doing during COVID. They specifically said at the time.
Not SGC, and that's why SGC took off. We were on the phone with Dave and Pete at times when they were talking about that. It was an unbelievably brilliant move. PSA shut off for a while, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done because you can thrive.
But they also said that they specifically raised prices to slow submissions.
Sure, and that was a mistake then, I think.
That's fine, but it doesn't stop it from being what happened. So I'm just saying it is things that happen. It is tools that they use when they need to do it. So I'm not saying I'm not giving is it right or wrong. I'm just saying what the reason could be, and I think that could be one of the reasons. One of the other things, the last thing on this, I just wanted to mention, it has nothing to do with this conversation other than we've talked about like how AI tools like that, like more automation of some kind. There was mention of that by PSA. They said they're continuing to invest in their technology, AI, automation, a number of different things in their grading workflow.
Excellent.
While still being human-led. They're saying human-led, tech-assisted. I don't hate that idea, actually. I don't hate that because obviously we talked about it on the last episode.
If it leads to more consistency, it's a great thing.
Exactly. Like Tag is still having their own issues, and they are very heavily invested in AI. I think this is probably one of the best ways they could move forward with it. And
middle ground.
The other thing, the last one is just this happened actually a few weeks ago. I don't think we ever talked about it. They are expanding globally. PSA has opened a facility in the UK, and they are going to be grading a grading facility in Germany as well.
Another thing I hate. Get it right here first. You're already set up and established here. I would have loved to see all those resources get this process down before we start allocating resources anywhere else.
I don't know how much allocation.
Unless there's a lot coming from across the pond that now doesn't have to come
to... It's an ocean. It's not a pond. I'm just kidding.
But like
yeah.
Oh,
I'd love to know the numbers. Are they getting 50,000 cards a month from
so
there?
Maybe you're helping with it by okay, that's fair.
Maybe.
Sure.
Well, I know that they have not had any direct submission up until this. So you've had to send it over here. So I would imagine they are looking at the other grading card companies over there, because there are some grading card companies in the UK, and seeing how well they're doing in some cases. There's one of the grading card companies, from my understanding, is you have to be on a wait list to get your card graded there, which is kind of crazy, but people like it at the same time. So,
all right, so let me throw this out. This just kind of jogged up while you're talking about the waiting list.
HGA?
What if you had to submit for approval what you were submitting before they told? I'm talking about going back to the shut off, slow down, like we're just not going to do anything for 3 months. Mm-hmm. What if they said, okay, you have to submit some sort of level of approval to grade particular? Does that make sense? Here's what I'm saying.
In other words, we're not
sending us base.
Yeah.
Yes and no. But again, like the immediate reaction I have is, I'm paying you to grade the card. Who are you to tell me what I can grade?
Also, I think the people who are sitting in the base cards are the new ones in the hobby. And those are
the old ones. There's money to be made. Like I'm subbing Cooper flags.
But didn't we
Kurtz.
do that? Like when PSA did the shutdown, weren't they still doing like Express and et cetera?
Sure. You could still do the expensive levels, yes.
Yeah. So I guess maybe that's what I'm saying too.
So close off the lower stuff.
Right. So if you want to go, say, from regular, which I think is like $75, $80 or up, we'll still take those. But until we catch up, we can't keep grading your Jackson Dart base.
I don't hate that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Move on. The three of us just agree. Next subject.
Piece of the game that's are you guys familiar with? I think they actually are a card shop as well, but they have a big online presence. I saw this picture that they posted. Apparently, they have a school trading card ban that's in place. Like the parents all got a notification. There's been so much, I guess, craze around cards at the school that they've actually had to institute a ban within the school. I thought they had multiple locations, but I think that does seem more
sounds like a
realistic.
Stupid New York thing.
Well, despite the geographic intelligence of the post, I do think that something like that is, I don't know, I view it as a positive thing for where we're going in this hobby. If there's that many kids with cards at their school that they have to institute some ban. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I was like, that's one of the better pieces of news I've heard.
I had to do a band.
A band? Okay. Because I was going to say, what instrument did you play?
String quartet.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
I had to do a church band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like kids had cards?
Oh, I'd go to church and 13 kids would come up with binders. And I'm like, hey.
Oh, like they would come. That literally happened to me Tuesday night, actually. Jeff Gordon cards, I was asked to comp.
Well, and I took that as a very positive thing, and I made it a positive thing.
Yeah.
So you know what I did? I was like, hey, guys, I would love to look at your cards, just not here. So I'll tell you what, you bring them to the shop this week. Not only will I look at your cards, I'll give you a free pack.
Jeff Gordon, the NASCAR driver, not the old Fanatics exec.
But
I don't think many people thought that, but yes,
I'm just clarifying. Yeah. I've talked to Jeff Gordon in the past.
Yes.
The old exec. I like Jeff. We should have him on the show.
Have you talked to the NASCAR driver before?
Boring.
I have talked to a couple of local teachers, going back to that, though, that had to do like recess time only. Where it was happening, which again is all a positive thing. The teacher's like, oh, I hate to do this. I don't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But it's become such a thing that I've had to do it like, hey, you can only do it at lunch and recess kind of thing.
Well, and he pointed it out in the post. He said, well, what I love too is he took a picture of the post. So it has like it's not just like Pokemon on there. They've got a Panini label, a Topps label, Upper Deck, V-Friends. It's like whoever put it together was like really trying to make sure that they covered all companies.
Like that.
It's not just
Good.
But yeah, his overall viewpoint of it is, everyone says cards are too expensive for kids. Apparently not the case.
Well, I mean, still the case for a lot of cars, for sure. But they're still getting into it. Good.
I don't know, man. I got kids that come in there and they got heavy money.
Yeah.
They're not scared.
Listen, we live in middle America in a decent neighborhood. I would say that there's more kids with money here than probably some of the adults.
I'll tell you a quick story on kids with money. So a while back, I had a kid come in, probably 10, 11 years old, stacked up $1,300 worth at the register, hands me a credit card. I was like, hey, bud. I was like, you got a parent with you or something?
Yeah.
He's like, Mom's in the car. And I was like, I'm going to need to talk to Mom before I run this card.
Yeah.
Mom comes in on her phone. She goes, he's fine. Don't bother me again. I was like, all right. You want a couple more?
That kid is going to be a useless adult.
Tell me you threw some more on that card.
I was like, hey, how about we throw 2 more boxes?
Forgot about the Shep tax, 87%, and your dumb mother can go back to the car. Raising an ungrateful little puke. Ugh. Don't come back to Shep. So whoever that kid is, stay out,
but
you little brat.
Here's my point is, man, there's plenty of kids that are spending money in this house.
I don't care about spending money. Your mom comes in acting like a piece of crap like that. Get out. Good thing I wasn't there. See, the Papa Gio could have taken care of that. Throws the kid right out the shop and smashes the windshield. Done. That's where your $10 an hour gets you.
I don't see your dad smashing any windshields. He's too nice. Maybe back in the day. There are 2 other things. One, we do need to cover just the Arena Club part of it. eBay Live, I did make a note. Someone sent this over to me. They have a job they've posted on LinkedIn, a category manager for case breaks. Thought that was interesting. They're hiring. They said the salary range is between $108,000 and $200,000.
Oh, no, I'm not leaving also that.
Category manager.
Everything's category. Everything is categories with eBay. They like managers and managers,
like singles and all that kind of stuff. So
I made my first major purchase on eBay Live as a buyer.
Oh,
dude! I went to a room the other night. I posted on Instagram. This dude, and it's a big name memorabilia company. I've known these guys for years. Prime Time, I think that's the name. But I looked at my history. I bought from years ago. Dude, their room was a lot of people, but nobody was actually bidding, and they were selling framed jerseys. I bought a Bill Russell framed jersey.
Oh, I saw that.
Fully authenticated with a super nice frame and mat and everything.
Yeah.
I think my bid was like $600.
You posted that picture online, right?
Yeah, I won it for $385 or $384 plus. I was like,
wait,
great.
how much was shipping on it? Because that's
50.
a big thing. Oh, that's not that bad.
Oh, I was out the door for like $427. I was thrilled. I'm going to keep it forever, brother. It's great.
Let me ask you a real question.
Okay.
You posted that picture online.
The socks?
Were you wearing pants in that picture?
No. Boxer shorts, though.
Yep.
I had just gotten home from my meeting. I took my suit off. I had my dress socks on with the crabs, the Boston crabs.
That was the first thing I noticed was the socks.
Spandex.
Yes, he wears pants, like long, like sweatpants or something like
Pajama
that. He does
pants.
not wear shorts, though. So if you see calves, he's probably in boxers.
That's correct.
So, last thing I had was just the Fanatics getting into the entertainment side of things. I will cover this on Hobby Nonsense, of course, but I did think it was something we should at least mention. I thought it was pretty interesting considering is how they've already got plans in the works for working with the 2028 Olympics.
I don't even know what you're talking about the studio, the Fanatics studio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're basically pushing into entertainment by
Media.
partnering with OBB, which I'm not all that familiar. I don't think many people are probably that familiar with them, but they do a lot of like docuseries and things like that. They have, of course, let me ask you, who would you guess if Fanatics and OBB have a docuseries in the works? Who's it up?
Ken Golden.
No, you'll get it.
Apparently not.
Wow, Tom Brady.
I was going to say Tom Brady.
Yeah. Oh, you were going to say it?
But I didn't.
Is Fanatics buying us? Have we talked about this yet? Is Fanatics going to make an offer on SCN? Because we're ready to go.
Listen.
We're ready for some a serious infusion of cash and let us run some of the hobby side of this.
Let me give my guy a call. I'll find out.
Text him. I want to talk. I'm serious.
Let's see. That was it. They're also a part of SB Awards, Olympics, and a couple other things.
You down with OBB? That's what I always say.
You know me.
Yeah, you know me, but okay.
All right.
Arena Club, you gonna open? They just announced this was actually perfect. This was not a plug. We were sitting here saying, hey, we haven't talked up Arena Club recently. I literally got the email that says Disney packs just dropped. I looked at sports.
Say it.
The donkey across from me.
Yeah, there it is.
And he was like, I'm buying some right now. And he even said, I have to buy them right now because they will sell out. So, did you buy them?
All of those things are accurate. I did. I bought 3 packs.
What price range? Give me the numbers.
So there were 4 price ranges that I saw. There was a 25, there was a 50,
75,
100,
100 okay.
and a 250.
Hello.
I got 2 50s and 100.
Money bags.
I went ahead and bought them too. Like I said, last time I did this, it was almost within, I don't know, minutes of them going on there. They were gone. I would guess it's probably going to be something similar. In fact, I'm kind of curious.
You're going to open these live for us?
Yeah, sure. Okay. We are opening the Disney packs. I think we're going to open the 250s and then the $100 one. I cannot tell exactly which one I bought. So now we'll just guess at it. Let's see. I'm not skipping the reveal. Open slab pack, first one.
Where's the music? What's going on here?
Just pretend there's music. I don't know where the music is.
Oh, where's the Wi-Fi? Let me ask you that question. Slow freaking reveal here, folks.
Well, just turn it into a GIF, Rebecca.
And then it's just off. There's nothing even here. The reveal is, we have now made your money disappear. What's going on here?
It is very Disney.
The freaking tornado on the screen. Is this the Lorax coming out? He came down in a tornado. He speaks for the trees.
He speaks for the trees.
Here we go.
Ah, boo.
Jim Halpert. Who is it?
I'll tell you.
Is it Jim Halpert?
Searcher Clade.
Superfractor.
PSA 9.
What is it?
Gold.
PSA 9 out of 50. Searcher Clade.
What do you think that's worth? Because they're going to tell you on the next page. What would you guess?
I would guess $23.
It does look like Jim Halpert, by the way.
I'm gonna say $23.
Right,
let's see. Hit the next.
Is Lorax in here? Is he Disney or no?
No, Lorax is not Disney. That's
He's freaking
DreamWorks.
awesome, dude. Lorax, that whole video.
Have you been watching it?
Oh, me and Theo are all about it.
Oh, I'm so glad. Ooh, $36.
How much was this pack?
That was a $50 pack.
That was the 50. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can accept that?
Yeah.
I'm definitely accepting my offer. All right.
What's he searching for? Hopes and dreams? Because you just ruined yours.
All right. Going to the next one.
Okay.
I'm really hoping.
At some point, we're supposed to get some SCN selected packs. This is supposed to be a thing, Arena Club.
All right. Let's see. Open slab
dun,
pack.
dun, 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 dun.
This is another $50.
Here comes a Lorax.
Silver magical pack is what they call it.
Onesie.
Ooh, look at this one.
Guy.
Look at this one go so smooth.
The Onceler.
The Onceler.
There's a lot of real life lessons in the Lorax, I'll tell you.
Ernesto de la Cruz. Ooh, but it's from Disney 100.
It's a skeleton playing a
9
piano. I'm a guitar. $18.
What is that out of? Is that out of
$250.
99 or 199?
It's not
Here's the thing.
$250
Disney
normal?
100. It could be.
Dun, dun, dun. All right,
Oh my
next.
God, it's turning so slow. We'll see on the
Hit that
next page.
button. $18. What's your guess?
Oh,
I'm saying
Disney 100 is.
Are we saying
pretty sought
value
after.
or buyback price?
I'll say buyback price.
I'm going buyback price 18.
It is out of $299. God, I'm going to say $23 again.
23, 18,
I'll
and
say 32.
Okay.
optimistic over here.
All right.
This is a picture of the Lorax.
18. Bam. Wait, what did you say?
18.
Oh,
did.
dang it. All right.
Let's try to learn
we're
your
accepting
market
that
for
one.
once.
All
You
right.
literally have a podcast talking about this crap. You don't know
I was off by $5.
That's pathetic.
Guessing blind.
So am I.
All right.
This is the big pack.
Here's
right?
the big one.
This is the $100 one. Here we go.
There's Lorax in this.
Still no Lorax, funny enough. Well, I say all that. I think these are all Disney-owned properties because the big
They're called
grails.
Disney.
Well, no, it's magical, I thought. I think magical packs.
Open the back, please.
But there was
I'm not
Star
gonna
Wars
sit here
in
and argue
here.
the logistics of Disney.
Here we
being
go.
an adult.
Gold.
The gold magical pack. There you go. Proved it.
Dun, 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 dun. If we hit a grail, you have to do the stupid Jim Rome, Jeff Wilson thing with those two idiots. I nailed the grail.
It's another 9. Shere Khan. Can we
Is he Jungle Book?
please get some loaded packs?
Is he Jungle Book? What's he from?
It isn't Enchanted, so I'll take that.
Where is Shere
yeah.
Khan from? Jungle Book?
Yeah.
Theo's been watching the 1964 Jungle Book.
Well, yeah, that's the one. That's the one you should be watching.
He does the Mowgli crawl now. He'll just start hopping around the room. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
And he says, "Where are the ah-ahs?" It's monkeys.
Oh, okay. All right. Guessing on this one.
78.
This is 2023 Disney
I don't know what
Lorcana.
Enchanted is.
Shere Khan Enchanted.
52.
PSA 9.
What'd you say, 78?
What'd you say?
78.
52.
I think that's a fair guess, actually. Man.
Well,
ooh.
give him a number. Don't
Yeah, I
cop
can't
out
just
like you did with
copy.
the PSA argument.
Shh.
Stand for something.
I'm going to say,
He's gonna say a
I'm going to
dollar.
go higher. I'm
Yeah.
going to be more positive. I'm going to say 82.
Whoa. Okay.
All right, let's see.
Shere Khan. He ended up being a pervert, if I remember correctly.
You didn't remember
He
correctly.
was always chasing those cubs.
Wow.
36 on an Enchanted?
I tell you, I dominate you two
36.
clowns. You may have all the height, but I have all the brains, boys. All right, Arena Club.
I thought all Enchanteds were like 70 to 100.
Yeah, you thought wrong, sir.
Yeah,
Hey, so by the way, Arena Club has all sorts of different stuff. Obviously, they're a sponsor of the show. You can buy as many packs as you want. All different price ranges, all different sports. You get to select what you want, and they give you the instant offer, the instant buyback offer. So there you go. Rip responsibly. Don't be a moron. And don't buy Disney, I'll tell you that right now, after what I just said.
All right, I'm going to need some of those.
Stick with baseball, football. I'm going to need some codes.
When we get some codes back, I'll take one or two.
Nope. All right.
All right.
Take us out of here. Wrap us up.
We do have the mailbag, so we'll have to save it for next week. But that being said, business as usual.
Tim next week one day.
Yes. Yeah. We got to have Tim back in.
BCW. Make sure you check out. By the way, there was actually a big post in the group recently I had to hijack. Where do you buy your supplies? Not a plug, but BCW is a sponsor. Go to bcw.com for all your supplies, top loaders, boxes, whatever you need. And the code is SCN10?
Yes, it is. Great job.
Is that right?
BCW, yeah.
Okay. And BCW Tim will be here. So if you want his daughter to have a good upbringing, buy some stuff. She's a sweet kid.
We have a number of sponsors. If anybody ever questions what we have, if you go to sportscardsnonsense.com under services, you can not only see who we have, but many of them have discount codes there, and they've got discount links. So
what are we having Hoge back on from Card Ladder, another sponsor show?
Yeah, actually, I was just thinking that earlier this week. We should have Card Ladder. Zion cases, we've got discounts there with the code nonsense. DC Sports, consigner to the stars.
No, we're fine there. That's enough. I talked to Tori enough. He doesn't need any
Don't give him any more promotion. Okay.
We will have some upcoming, I think, as a matter of fact, we've locked in our first couple of cards for that monster. As of right now, we're supposed to be doing a major show with a major athlete at this. We can't call it the Super Bowl. We have to say the big game because of these idiots.
Oh, yeah, that's so dumb.
But with eBay out there, pretty cool. And one of the cards is a game used shield, Brady's first game shield. I think
that's pretty cool.
I think that card, we're going to start at $1. I think it might crack $100,000.
No. $100,000?
Oh, it's a ridiculous game used shield of Brady from 04. Wow. Ridiculous card. We have that, and we have a...
Whose card is it? Do you know the person?
Mm-hmm. And we have a quad shield. This one gets weird, actually. Quad shield out of Eminence, which is like $20,000 a box. It's Drake May, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels. The same shield from Flawless sold a month and a half ago for $80,000. One of those dudes might be in the Super Bowl, so I do wonder.
That's crazy.
We have some monster cards there. We will for sure have some monster cards there.
Jaden Daniels just signed up to be on Tom Brady's flag football game, so...
He's not doing anything in the NFL. Might as well do something. It's amazing. Like a year later, Jaden Daniels is the odd man out of that one.
Yeah, right?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So
where was he when we were talking about
official predictions for this weekend, by the way? I know people care about my sports knowledge, obviously. I'm sticking with the Pats. I do not think they're going to cover the 3.5 points. I think the Pats can win by a field goal, but the Texans defense scares the crap out of me. I'm going to say, against my better judgment, I'm going to say the Broncos win in a barn burner. They beat Buffalo, also an elite defense.
Wow.
I think the Rams finally put Caleb to bed. I think he will have a valiant effort, but I don't think it'll be enough. And I think the Seattle Seahawks, led by your boy Samuel Darnold, absolutely boat race the Niners. That's like a 7.5 point spread. Yeah. I think they're going to kick the crap. Kittle's out. That's a great defense at home. I think they're going to beat the crap out of the Niners. So. Oh, is he? Yeah, he's throwing to me and you.
Did you say your pick on the... Oh, you did say that one.
My pick on all four of them, sweet cheeks.
Okay.
That's it.
Sounds great.
Back on Monday and Thursday and to infinity and beyond. Go Lorax. Goodbye.
Don't you dare quote Buzz Lightyear.